And you just said the kind of man that you would want, what he would want is a good housewife. Then he wouldn't want you because you're not one. By your own admission, you're not one.
What's going on, family? It's your man DeAndre Saxon back for another video, and in today's clip we are once again reacting to the late great Kevin Samuels. And in this clip what we have is a 35-year-old woman that lives in Los Angeles that has 2 children, and she is having a hard time swallowing the truth between relationship market value and sexual market value. And one of the best things that Kevin Samuels did while he was here on this earth, rest in peace, was he brought clarity into what is the difference between when a man wants you for marriage and when a man wants you for the night. So without further ado, let's hop straight into the clip.
I make great money. I have good, well-behaved children, and I am in LA dating, and I just find dating in LA so hard. So I actually don't have like a problem like meeting like what you call like high-profile men, like men.
You just got a problem getting a husband.
Yeah, but
yeah, because you got 2 kids.
So it's just the 2 kids thing.
No,
like,
it's not just. It's big. I mean, you're 30 years old. And all this career stuff, but where? How many different fathers?
1.
Okay. How come you and he didn't get married?
I was so young when I was in that relationship, so I met him.
How old is your oldest child?
10.
How old is your youngest?
7.
So you were 23. That's
when I had my daughter. Yeah. So my kid's father, he was older than me.
But listen to what I'm about to say. You were younger. You were old enough to make babies. Yeah. First one at 20, even though I'm not okay with it, I can let it slide. But the second one, man, that's a choice. Why didn't you?
No, we were in the I was with him for like 6 or 7 years.
But you weren't his wife, and that's a difference.
Yeah.
So if you'll let me explain it to you, I'll try. You're a woman that was with a man for 6 or 7 years, and you gave him the highest honor a woman can give any man on the planet. You gave him children. You gave him not only 1, you gave him 2. And yet you did not require him to even bestow the title of a wife upon you. So you go back out into the market, older, with 2 children, and you expect someone in that market to accept you older and bestow the title of wife upon you? That's how men look at it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. And then being in LA, one of the most competitive markets for women in the world. Competition is stiff out there. I'll be there in a couple of weeks. Beautiful women on every corner.
So I do meet great men. I don't think it's hard finding a man to be committed to.
Oh, no. See, this is how we judge over here. We don't judge by dealing with dating. We judge in weddings. That's the only thing that counts. If you're not married, you're losing. See, that makes it real clear because you've had everything up to that point anyway, right?
I've been engaged.
Right. I don't count those either because women, especially a lot of Black women, have been engaged for a long time, 3, 4, 5 engagements. See, when you make it real clear, there's a high value man or whatever term you're using, has any one of them married you? And the answer is no. And that's why I say the dating market is difficult because you're not an unattractive woman. Sure, a guy will take you out for a nice date. You really want to know what we think? How tall are you?
I'm 5'6". I weigh 115 pounds.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'll take you out. Oh, hell yeah, I would take you out.
So I don't have a problem finding men.
Of course not. I would. But the thing is, what are you finding them for, though?
Is the woman says she doesn't have a problem attracting men, and this was a video. I'm gonna make sure to react to this. I'll find it and I'll post this video. There was a clip where Kevin Samuels talked about the difference between relationship market value and sexual market value. Just because you get a man's attention doesn't mean that these men want to court you for a relationship or something important. We've heard Kevin say that women hold the keys to sex, but men hold the keys to the relationship. Yes, if you're living in Los Angeles, Miami, New York, and you're a cute girl, that of course the guys want to take you out to Poppy Steak or Komodo or a nice restaurant, but they just want to blow your back out. They don't want to take you seriously. And Kevin brought some clarity over what's the difference between these two, and he's trying to get that over to her right now?
Yeah, I would take you out, get you a nice steak and some lobster. We'd have a good old time, and I would blow your back out, but I wouldn't marry you.
See, what I think I really have an issue is like finding men that don't want like the superficial. Like I feel like the type of guys like they just want a woman that like looks good on their arm. Like
Yes.
so like when you
Oh
say
no, listen, let me
I've been on like
stop right there. Yes, that's what we want, because that's who we are. And you want a
yeah,
man,
that's the problem I have with dating. That's
but
why I don't
listen,
okay. Listening.
You want men not to be men. You want men to think like women. That's not what we value, ma'am. We want a beautiful woman on our arm.
Yeah,
And
that's the problem.
well, no, you're the problem.
I'm the
Because
problem.
yes, you're the problem, because I'm telling you what men want. You've experienced what men want, and you got a problem with it. That's your problem. We're not going to change. You're either going to get on board with it, or you will die alone.
So what should I be looking for then?
Well, honestly, first you need to get down and understand that you have no leverage. You have no leverage in this matter. It's the men. We control access to relationships. You control access to sex. You need to understand what a man that you would want, what he would want in a girlfriend, wife, or significant other.
Like a good mother,
No, ma'am.
a good
No.
wife.
That changes from every man. That changes from man to man. Where's your father?
Oh, I didn't grow up with a mother or a father.
Men, fellas, it's very important that you ask these questions to understand, did she have a father or a father figure in her life? Because when a woman, her first respect for men is going to come from her father. So if she has anger, any resentment, or didn't have that sternness that growing up, it's going to be very difficult for you as the husband to come in and try to fill that role of respect that normally would come for a father. Now, can you do it? Can you learn it over time? Yes, but there is easier options. Is that saying that a woman that doesn't have a father, she's left over? No, but it's just there's many options that you can go out there and find a woman that has a good relationship with her father and make it happen. Because here's a perfect example of a woman that didn't have her father, and now she's out in the world. She's 35. She had 2 children, and now facing the consequences, and she does not understand what men really want, and this is what her father would have taught her.
All right, so due respect, you don't seem to get that men judge the way we judge. And yes, like I said, you have no problem getting men to pay you attention. You've got no problem attracting men, but getting a man to take you seriously. And would you like to be married?
I would.
Okay, and that's a problem, because you're asking a man to become a stepfather. You're asking, let's say you're asking me to come in and take care of one man's child, a man's 2 children. I didn't create those. It's all downside. I've been a stepfather. It's a horrible deal.
What about the men that have children of their own? They want a stepmother.
Well, again, you still act as though
most men at this age.
Okay, listen. I'll answer it. See, you're still speaking as if you have leverage in this thing. And I'm trying to level set you. Even if I have children, I got more options than you. I can go find a woman with no kids, because I can afford both of you. If I can afford to take care of you and your kids, I can afford to take care of her and no kids.
Yeah.
Why would I pick you and your kids when I know your kids are not going to, I'm not their father. They'll never look at me as their father. I got all the responsibility and none of the upside of being a biological father. Can I discipline those children like they were my own?
They don't need discipline. They're very
see, that's your problem. There you go, right there. She said they don't
really
need discipline.
Don't.
Okay, this is why. You're in freaking insane if you don't think your kids are not special. They need discipline just like anyone else. Maybe you don't. Okay. Then this is the problem. They don't need discipline. So the answer is, could I discipline the child?
Yeah.
Okay, without you questioning me.
Yeah. If I choose you as my partner, have complete trust in you.
Okay,
and,
so I could spank the children.
They don't need spanked.
No. I could spank the see right there. I said I could discipline children. You said yes.
Spanking. Oh,
Pay
Lord.
attention, woman.
I am.
You said I could discipline the children without you questioning me. Yes. So if I decide to spank them, I got to listen to your mouth because they don't need it. That's why you need to stay single until your kids are gone. That's the choice you made when you reproduced, ma'am. And I need you ladies to understand something. You going out here having babies without marriage and then breaking up with men, you incur consequences. We don't want those kids around us because we cannot take care of them, cannot discipline them. We don't want to have to put up with all this other stuff. You're a fun woman. Guys look at you and be like, she's got 2 kids and she's 5'6", 115. She's a lot of fun. She's obviously sexually active. I'll have a good time with you, but no way, not no way, but very unlikely the man's going to take you seriously, especially when you start talking.
Back now, gentlemen, I don't know where you're at in your process, but one of the things is in my experience was I earned my first $1 million at 25 years old, and I've traveled to the world, traveled to places like Colombia, South America, Panama, Mexico. I've lived around. And one thing is this: when you're doing it, you get a lot of options. And when you find a woman that has children, but she's still attractive, you're instantly going to put her in the fun category. You're going to blow her back out. You're going to invite her over, but you're not trying to be a stepdaddy. And that's what a lot of single women, especially in places like Colombia, there's a lot of beautiful, absolutely beautiful women that are single mothers. And they're wondering after a couple of dates, after a month or two of you guys hooking up, they're like, hey, what's the next step? And you're thinking to yourself, well, this is the next step. There's nothing more. Now, you're not going to verbally say it because you're going to obviously want to keep her in your rotation, but she cannot understand that you're not trying to be a daddy, especially when you have multiple options coming in through your rotation.
Because I believe what you're telling me is honestly, and I'm like, who wants this deal?
Who doesn't want this deal? A beautiful woman that is a great mother,
right.
has a great career.
Okay. Don't care about your career.
Strong, like I'm submissive.
Nobody, but listen, did you hear what I just said? Did you just okay? Did you hear what I just said? Don't care about your career.
Yeah.
The thing is, ma'am, it's the 2 kids. That's the 2 kids. Everything you're saying does not overcome the deficit that 2 children bring.
If I mean, like you have money, that doesn't matter to you.
If you have what?
I said you have money. That doesn't matter to you financially.
I have more.
You have what?
I have more.
More
money. I have more money than you. I have more money than I have more money, and I can go over there and get her. And she's 25. And she has no kids, and I don't have to I don't have to deal with any of the stuff we just talked about. She's 25, agreeable, cooperative, fit, and ready to get on my program. Have butt naked, freaky circus sex, and she's happy to be there and experience all these new things. I'm dealing with a 30-year-old woman who's got her mind. Listen, okay. See, when this conversation is over, I go back to my wonderful life. You go back to your life still trying to figure these things out, and I'm just trying to help you, lady. I'm not saying you're not everything you're saying you are.
Down for the next 8 years, basically.
But you're not, okay. And who is actively pursuing you to be their wife?
I mean, I got options.
Who is actively pursuing you to be their wife?
I got options. I don't really
Ma'am,
like them.
You didn't no, that would be a fiance. See, this is where the truth comes in. You can either, ma'am, you don't have these kind of options. And I'm trying to explain. Okay, then you wouldn't be here. If you actually had options of the kind and caliber of man that you want, that they were really considering you to be their wife, you wouldn't be here right now.
I know. I'm just kind of learning about. I mean, I'm new here, so this is literally my first time really watching.
But the thing is, ma'am, you're still you're a baby mama of 2.
She's getting presented the real hard facts, not only about life, but how men think. So instead of accepting it, what she's doing, she's fighting. She's fighting against her paradigm. She's fighting against the beliefs in her head that said, you know what? Even though I'm pretty, even though I'm attractive and men are sliding in my DMs and men want to take me out, why don't they want to wife me? And Kevin is clearly stating what men want, what's the reality, bringing real clear variables in here. And instead of accepting it, she wants to fight it. And that's what a lot of modern women do. Instead of learning, they don't want to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And are you telling me you're dating someone seriously?
Oh, I always have options.
I'm going to ask you one more time, and if you are vague, I'm going to bid you a good night. Just asking you, are you dating someone seriously?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been seeing one another?
It's been like 2 years.
2 years. Has he expressed any desire to make you his wife?
Yes.
Has he taken you ring shopping in the last 2 years?
We've been ring shopping, yeah.
When?
About 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
But this ain't the guy that like really just like sparks like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like someone I want to be with forever. So that's more
So
so
I
on
go
my
back to
part.
the
That's more on
first
my
thing I
part.
asked you. Are you telling me you are seeing someone and the man who's actively considering you is the man you want to be with? And you said, I've got
No.
options. And you just went through this convoluted way of getting back down to, I got
It's hard
somebody
to
in the,
explain my love life.
well, no, ma'am. What it is it's hard for you to deal with the truth. What it is one, you don't have a man that you want considering you to be his wife. You got a man that you don't want who sounds like he would take you, but you don't want to marry him. That's why it's been 2 years. This is why you're on here trying to figure it out. Now, I'm only trying to help you, but it seems like you'd rather argue or be right than listen.
No, I'm not trying to argue.
Okay, well, then I need you to understand that your children are a massive impediment. How about this? Would you like to have additional children?
I would.
How many?
Oh, maybe 2? 1 to 2.
So let's say you and I were to get married, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What you automatically set up is you get pregnant on our wedding night and you give birth to Kevin Jr. Then a year after that, you give birth to Kim. Kevin and Kim are my biological children with you, right?
Okay.
Then I still have to take care of your 2 other children, right?
So we have 4.
4 kids in the house.
Yeah.
Kevin and Kim are mine. If
Mhm.
I decide to spank Kevin, you can't say shit to me because he's mine biologically. You can't
Don't
tell
worry,
me, listen, okay, you're going to sit there and zip your mouth and let me get through the example before you say something. Can you do that? Give me a minute. Kevin and Kim are mine. They're my financial responsibility, and you cannot pull the mommy card on me because biologically you can't one up me. You can't play the high joker. You can't say those aren't, but when it comes to your children, they're your children. I've got to discipline them in line with what you think is right. So I got 2 sets of kids in the house under 2 sets of rules. That's madness. I've seen it. Men don't want that, man. Can you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with having children already. Because you would have 2 kids by me, 2 kids over here. But yet, if they want to go to college, I'm still supposed to pay for it. If your children want to go to college, I got to put a roof over their head, food in their bellies, and provide for them just like I was providing for Kevin and Kim. Except Kevin and Kim, let's say you and I divorced. Kevin and Kim are mine. I still got visitation. Do I necessarily have anything with those kids? If you decide not to let me see my stepkids, you could cut that bond. You ladies never think of it from a man's side. It's all what you want. And like you said, you want a man to not be into all this superficial stuff and which means you really don't give a damn what we think. We're just supposed to come in and do what you need. That's fine, but you better be offering a hell of a deal. And I'd have to hear that.
Only because of the kids.
Well, the kids are big, ma'am. They are big. I mean, and here's the thing. You do have the option because you say only cause of the kids, but that's a big deal.
Would you date so you dating a woman with children is like off the table for you?
I married a woman with a child, ma'am. I understand what I'm talking about. I'm not just doing. No, I would not date a woman with a child. No, I would not.
Gotcha.
I've been there. And the thing is, where's the children's father?
Oh, I left him.
Where is he alive?
Yeah.
Is he involved in the children's life at all?
Yeah.
Then if you really are serious, give custody to the father, Go off with your new husband and make a new family. See,
Oh, I couldn't do that.
well, then guess what? Buy a dog and wait till they're out of the house, man, because I've talked about women like you all the time. You're not willing to give anything up. I asked you about discipline. They don't need this. They don't need that. Give up custody. Can't do that. Ma'am, you're not fit. I mean, no disrespect, ma'am, but you're not really fit to be with somebody. You want someone to fit into your particular jagged life. And why would a man who has options choose that just because you're attractive? I mean, you're attractive, but in LA, that's a dime a dozen.
So what this woman's gonna see and experience is one of two things. Number one is she's gonna attract a man that is willing to accept her and take her based on the categories and characteristics that she's want, but she's not gonna be particularly attracted to that guy, like in the situation she is right now. She's in a 2-year relationship. She doesn't want to marry the guy, but he's willing to put up and accept her. Or she's going to go to the alpha guys, which has the money, that have the options, which is probably the type of men she wants, the type of men that she's used to, but they're not going to deal with all the baggage that comes along with it. So what they're going to do is put her in the fun category. So she's going to bounce back and forth, trying to figure out which men, and she's just going to be on the carousel trying to figure out what's going on in life. And Kevin's giving it to her.
I mean, you'd have to understand that, though.
I do know that, but I think I'm more valuable than just the way I look.
What?
I said I'm definitely more valuable than just my looks.
Granted. I'm never saying that you're not.
Like, I'm from the Midwest. I'm a good Midwestern girl. I'm not a LA girl, so I'm not.
I'm from Oklahoma, ma'am. I'm from the Midwest too. But what I'm saying is, okay, let's try it this way.
I know. I hear you.
What would the kind of man that you want? What would he want from a woman? From a wife.
From a wife?
Mm-hmm.
He would. I think what I value, like, just at the end of the day, is just like pure connection. Like, do I like love? It's just love. There's nothing else. Like, do I want this person? Do I look up to this person? Do I feel like this person is a good person? Do we share the same values? The same morals? Like, is there laughter, joy, excitement in our relationship?
What does he want from a wife, ma'am? And you gave me...
Oh, what does he want from, like, just a wife? Like, maybe just a good housewife, a woman that cooks for him.
Okay, ma'am. So let me ask you a question. Were your mother and father married?
No.
All right. Then you were not raised to be a housewife.
No, I don't think I was. I definitely was not raised to be a housewife, that's for sure. But
listen,
I can't give up on that hope and that dream that I'll find the right person.
I'm gonna slap the smack out of you. I'll let you go, man, but you cannot overtalk me. I'm trying to be nice, man, but you're not gonna do that. Look, you weren't raised to be a housewife. And you just said the kind of man that you would want, what he would want is a good housewife. Then he wouldn't want you because you're not one. By your own admission, you're not one.
I wasn't raised to be one.
Which means you're not one.
But I had great influences.
If you had such great influences, why don't one... What you just witnessed was pretty privilege. She's used to getting by on her above average looks, but she's got below average outcomes. And no matter how I tried to talk to her, she's going to sit there and stamp her feet because she was going to get her.
Alrighty, guys, let me know your comments in below. What do you guys think about this situation? Is she in the right? Is she in the wrong? What do you think about Kevin Samuels? Subscribe, hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.